Hi, welcome to Zenagallery. My name is Zena, and I have a reading for today. This one looks, let me see if I can read this one. It looks a little as if maybe Revelations, okay? Um, Possibly on why things have been trial and tribulation at this time. So there's a lot of revelations taking place at this time, okay? Um, So what I'm getting, make sure you're focused on self-love at this time and act of love, okay? Being act of love through our Creator, okay? Most High God, Lord Jesus Christ, God. And be conscious of it, okay? When it comes to what is sovereignty to you, okay? What is sovereignty to you, your family, your generational bloodline, your ancestral, and what our ancestors previous to us have. What were they? Obviously, sovereignty, the time that they put in, so that's why we have ancestors, okay? um and that it does matter, okay? This comes where you possibly will discover your purpose, or you have a purpose, or why you're experiencing trial or tribulation, and why these revelations will continue to be revealed to us as individuals, as human beings and spiritual beings, okay? Let's see. Overall, I'm getting a lot of generational healing taking place at this time, a lot of ancestral healing, which we'll always have that. A lot of people don't know where they come from. A lot of people and it plays a major factor on why people are confused, okay? Some may want to know, and some don't know, and some do want to discover and explore to find out the map to what your gifts are, how you got your gifts, possibly what is the expectation of your gifts, and how does it tie in with the Creator, okay? We are the creation, and stuff like that, all right? I'm getting so a lot of behind the scenes things are being revealed at this time when it comes to vanity or spiritual inheritances, or gifts, or and who kind of like was the driver of these things, who made the promises, how did they make the promise, how did they tie into what covenant, did they make a covenant, did they create a will, who tied what into what, and how the children's came into what they may experience or have at this time, okay? So a lot of people, generational and ancestrals, they made some type of promises outside of God's covenant, okay? Um, so it's up to us as the new ancestors. What covenant do we belong to, okay? What agreements or promises are we making as individuals and spiritual beings? Because it really is important, okay? And it is why that's creation, as of right now, humanity is struggling as a whole, okay? And unless you get to the root of the problem, then you will continue to have these problems and further problems to come for creation, okay? The younger generations, all right? So be very mindful to what you're agreeing to, what you're tying yourself into. It's best to discover and explore and learn and educate yourself when it comes to spiritual inheritance and generational ties, values, and morals, and what you're signing you and your family or children's children or children into. And that's what I'm getting. A lot of people have really made a lot of promises that they're not able to keep. Some is their fault, some is not their fault, but it's important to know, okay? And that's kind of what I'm getting. It's very important, and there is an expectation, visible and invincible, believe it or not, okay? When it comes to dealing with spiritual rankings and the severity of how you're obtaining things, okay? And what you're investing in. And that's what I'm getting, okay? A lot of innocent people are being sacrificed, okay, before their life has even begun. And that's what I'm getting, or have been sacrificed. And it's going to be extremely, uh, hard to get out of that grave. And that's what I'm getting, okay? Is it doable? Yes, it's doable. Okay. But if you're so focused on you're having to do through trial and tribulation and experiencing horrible things in humanity and the world, and you don't have any beliefs or believe in anything, then it's going to be, extremely hard to get yourself out of the grave. Okay. Okay. So, resurrection. And that's what I'm getting. Resurrection, through our Lord Jesus Christ. All right. So make sure you are discovering your personality. Okay. That will be my advice. Okay. And discovering peace, finding peace, exploring, discovering, and defending yourself humanly and spiritually. Okay. When it comes to what is the act of love to you, who is the act of love when it comes to our creator and we as a creation, and what's the objectivity here? Okay. What's the objectivity here when it comes to doing nothing and acting of love? Okay. You're not doing anything. You're forced to a side. Okay. You're forced to the grave. Okay. So in order to overcome these things, make sure you're tapping into prayer. Okay. You're believing in something. You need to discover and explore what your beliefs are. All right. There's always going to be a backstory. There is a backstory. Okay. When it comes to forgiveness and faith. So if you're experiencing trial and tribulation, make sure you're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving your family. You're forgiving anything that you may have to have went through when it comes to trial and tribulation. And you're practicing your faith. You need to find your faith. And that's what I'm getting. I'm getting, you need to find love in the creator. Okay. We as a creation. And you need to find your faith in the creator. We as a creation. And that's what I'm getting. Yeah, this one is, kind of, I understand from a humanly perspective and a spiritual perspective. Okay. Me as a daughter of the Most High God, Lord Jesus Christ, my parents were married when they had me. Okay. And, they were together for a really long time, and they both come from spiritual backgrounds. Okay. My father is Chinese Jamaican and my mother is Hispanic descent. So, they both came from spiritual backgrounds, and they understood that the severity of how serious that is. Okay. Because it ties into not only tribal, generational, and spiritual and human. Okay. You know, it's either you believe in God, our creator, we as his creation. Okay. And it took me a really long time to develop my faith. Okay. That's the most important thing that my parents could have. Hey, we do have God, believe in Jesus Christ. And it was up to me as a child to continue to explore and discover what relationship and how this relationship is going to be very important in my life until old age, until end of age and stuff like that. All right. You know, when it comes to our generational ancestral, it is best that you do know where you come from, what gifts and struggles that, your ancestral generation may have struggled with, may have overcome. Where do you come from? So I'm kind of, I speak about a lot of generational ancestral more in the previous years on my channel, and exploring and discovering on how to overcome these things or how to find kind of the answers. And that's what I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of innocent people are being sacrificed, and it could be to the lack of knowledge. It could be due because they're innocent. It could be due to, not knowing anything about self. Okay. So this is all about self-development, personal development. The more you are strong in our creator and you believe that we have a creator, then that means you have a purpose. Okay. The more you can work through these trials and tribulations and the cycles of life, then you have an opportunity to discover and explore the depths of one's soul development. And that's what I'm getting. Okay. All souls belong to God. All right. Now, when it comes to the heart, are you tying these things to worldly things, family things, material things, vanity, exploring and discovering? Okay. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your heart enough to tap into the soul. Okay. And that's what I'm getting. Soul development. All right. To find alignment. If you're not experiencing alignment, you're confused about what alignment is. Even if you're confused about, do we even have a creator? Does Jesus Christ exist? Does resurrection and redemption and soul development exist? All of these things exist. And what we do and what we put into this world and what we put into our life, it does extremely matter. Okay. And that's what I'm getting. A lot of innocent lives are being sacrificed, okay, due to the lack of knowledge. Okay. This is not about judgment. This is about, you know, exploring, discovering, and finding the answers that you may need at this time when it comes to forgiveness, when it comes to faith, when it comes to removing any type of blockages that's preventing love, relationship, when it comes to the Creator, when it comes to possibly family, when it comes to being a human and spiritual being out here trying to live in this world, okay? A lot of us may not be of this world, but we still live in this world, okay? So don't make your life harder than what it is by being lazy and not experiencing prayer life, meditation, tapping in with the Creator, tapping in with your ancestral and generational, okay? Finding out what is it that you need to spiritually develop the soul, okay? Along with the mind, body, spirit, heart, etc., okay? Alignment. Make sure you're focusing on here and now, okay? We can't predict the future and we can't live in the past. So make sure you're focused on the present. Make sure you're not judging yourself or judging others, okay? And make sure you're not tapping in to what you don't know. I'm just getting a lot of people tapping into what they don't know, making a judgment call on it, and then sacrificing your whole life, your whole bloodline, your whole generational, your whole ancestral, for the hard work that they've invested, okay? Possibly to overcoming things. A lot didn't make it, okay? So be mindful of who you're tapping into, what spirits you're tapping into to help with soul development. And that's what I'm getting, okay? Everybody's bloodline, ancestral, generational bloodline, everybody wasn't good, okay? Then you have a lot that some were good, all right? So you need to be using your discernment on what is good and what's not, all right? And don't make yourself into a martyr. I'm getting a lot of people are being forced into martyr, okay? Due to addictions, due to not tapping into generational things that need to be overcome, okay? And that's what I'm really getting. That is the major blockage to a lot of people's spiritual development, soul development, okay? They're tapping into possibly the mind, not the heart. Possibly tapping into the heart, not the mind. Okay? And you're not even reaching the soul. All right? So this is about soul development along with mind, body, spirit, heart, etc. Okay? I'm getting alignment. Okay? It's time to bring attention to that as an individual. Use your discernment. Okay? I think a lot of people are so focused on limelight. Hey, look at me, look at me. This is what I have. This is what I don't have. And you're ignoring the Holy Spirit or the spiritual guidance that we get from higher realms, okay, when they're visiting us, okay? Because you're so busy focused on humanly things, okay? And yeah, that's what I'm getting, okay? There is no judgment here. I'm only the messenger. I'm only assisting with the heart development, soul development, the spiritual development when it comes to observation, the act of love. Okay. Is it coming from a place of love? Is it coming from a place of survival? Okay. So that one can gain access to their own spiritual prosperity. All right. And that's what I'm getting. A lot of people are still so confused on what's the love? What love that they're not feeling? Okay. I'm getting a lot of people just not feeling love. Okay. Ancestral is going to be your best bet to tap in to find justice. And that's what I'm getting. Okay. I'm only the messenger. I'm getting 50% on humanity. Okay. Use your compass. Use your discernment. Tap in. Do these shadow work, deep inner healing questions. Okay. And finding the action to what needs to be done at this time. And that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting, let's see what else. Yeah. A lot of people focus on playing around. Focus on the body, flesh. Focus on flesh. Okay. being a snake and not going to survive and not surviving. And that's what I'm getting. Because you're not being yourself. You're not being you. You're not being in your identity. You're being haunted. Okay. A lot of people being haunted at this time. A lot of people in focus in competition. And yeah, hanging out and dealing with the wrong tribes. Make sure you're focusing on discovering and exploring art. Okay. Express art. Let's see. Communicating. So that third eye chakra, throat chakra, crown chakra, and purpose and identity in the creator. So what I get with identity and creator, I get the spirituality. Okay. We have a lot of history to reference to. Okay. We have a lot of history and religion to discover and explore. So make sure you're using your time wisely so that one can find their own answers when it comes to their own spiritual development and soul development. That's what I'm getting. We have a lot of messengers and support, which is great, but no one can know who you are as an individual. Okay, so that would be the best time investment into self to find these answers that one may be seeking at this time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, a lot of people are blocked because they're not getting a yes or no answer when it comes to love. Okay, either love from the creator, love from your spiritual team, love from your guardian angels, love for yourself. Okay, so what I get, you're not getting yes or no. That means you're stuck. Okay, I'm getting a lot of stuck energy. And a lot of people aren't playing with this. Okay, so this is, a lot of people are not playing with, God. A lot of people are not playing with their time. But that is a difference because maybe you're confused, okay? A lot of people, let's see. A lot of people want answers. They need answers because they're not finding their purpose. They don't have their purpose, okay? Maybe they're tired of playing around in arts and crafts or witchcraft or, generational curses and generational omens and blockages, okay? That's what I'm getting. A lot of people are tired of that, okay? So these are a lot of the answers that need to be questions and answers for self-development and soul development on why are you not hearing anything from God? Why are you not hearing anything from moving forward? Okay, because there's a backstory. Let's see what else. Oh, we're at 17. Okay, let's see. Yeah, a lot of us are receiving the services, spiritual services from kindred spirits, okay? We're receiving the hospitality, okay? There is evidence that we do see that there is wholesomeness and sovereignty in this world to discover and explore the answers, okay? But that's great. That just means the support. That's just proof that, hey, it can be done. It does exist. Good does exist. But when it comes to self-development, soul development, we are responsible for ourselves, our own soul individually, okay? I'm not responsible for my whole family's soul. I'm not responsible for anybody else's soul except myself, okay? This is where communication comes in in hopes that where we get the messages from higher realms or, spiritual human out when we're on our journey and path so that we can do our own discovery and explore when it comes to our own soul development if we're feeling stuck at this time. So this message might not apply to a lot of people, okay, because they don't know no better. Okay, some are so deep in their ancestral generational blockages or omens or curses, things that they need to at least get started on the groundwork so they can see a vision where they can overcome. And that's what I'm getting, all right? And it's not easy, okay? It's not easy to become a generational breaker or it's not meant to be easy. So, make sure you're giving yourself the time that you need to develop, to discover, to explore what is the blockage, okay? Let's see what else. Me as a female and coming from, a diverse cultural background, I have predominantly men in my family, okay? So it's kind of like me as a feminine, that's not easy to overcome any generational blockages that came down the generational bloodline from predominantly men, okay? that's why a lot of the times my assertiveness overrides into the divine masculine energy, but overall I'm a divine feminine. Is that easy? No, it's not easy. But you can't sit there and cry about it, all right? This is about, okay, the damages or the abuse or the blockages or the trials and tribulations. That may not be our fault, but the healing and the overcoming is our responsibility. And that's what I'm getting, okay? You know, I'm getting a lot of men and women, not just women, a lot of men and women in this damsel in distress, victim mentality, victimhood, passing on all the trial and tribulation and continuing the spiritual abuse, okay? The human abuse, all right? It's time to stand firm in the self-discovery, soul development. We don't have time to be playing around. And that's what I'm getting. And a lot of people know that. They feel it. Okay, our creator, he's not playing with us. We can play with ourselves, but he's not playing with us. We can feel when he's stamping down on us. Okay, so that means explore, discover. Okay, that doesn't mean give up, judgment. I'm done. I'm sacrificed. I'm out the game. I can't come out of the grave. Everybody in my generational bloodline, ancestral bloodline, they're in the grave. They made it to the grave. They enjoy being in the grave. No, that means stop playing around with dead spirits and get this death spirit up off of you. That's what this means. Okay? And not being in damsel in distress, men and women. Okay? I'm getting a lot of men in this damsel in distress. Okay? And you're not even the feminine. Okay? Then you got the feminine and her masculine, and now they want to play damsel in distress where they're spiritually abusing others. Okay? Creating war and drama unnecessarily when it all stems from self-accountability and self-responsibility, self-discipline, okay? Having some type of moral value and faith about oneself. Tapping in with the creator. We all have that opportunity to tap in with the creator. This is not passing judgment. This is just a messenger, okay? When it comes to, hey, these things can be, overcome. These things are worth being tapped into. Okay, maybe this jealousy and envy and malice and maliciousness and coveting and coverting all these other people, you wouldn't be so jealous of other people's family tree or family bloodline or what they have overcame or can overcome. This means that it's doable. Okay, this should be inspiration and encouragement for others, not making the next person's life harder. And that's what I'm getting. You may have gotten away with it now in this lifetime or this time, okay? But, it's judgment time. That's where judgment comes in, okay? On your children's children's. Was it worth it? Okay? That would be the question. Is it worth it? Your own selfishness and your own greed and your own jealousy, your own stealing, kill, steal, destroy energy. Was it worth it? Because now your children got to suffer and their children got to suffer. And God knows whose elders or grandparents or mothers and fathers got to suffer. Spirit is not playing with us. God is not playing with us. And that's what I'm getting. It's time for change, period. It's been time for change. Too much privilege, or people feel they're entitled or privileged. For what? For entertainment, because you want to go around act like a class clown or the circus clown of the world or in the state or the town or city, wherever you at. Okay, it's time to get to work. It's time for labor. If not, it's going to be a conflict for you. So that same entertainment that you're trying to entertain the world or the cliques, the tribes, the family, you're going to be embarrassed. Okay? You're going to be embarrassed. Creating conflict, acting as if of love, and you're self-fulfilling your own prophecy. Nobody did it for you. You did it for yourself. And that's what I'm getting. It's time to remember who the teacher is, okay? That's what it's meant. It's time to remember who the teacher is, okay? Our creator, okay? His children, okay? Sons and daughters of the Most High God, Lord Jesus Christ. It's time to remember who the teachers is, because y'all not listening to these teachers, okay? These messengers, okay? You're already fulfilled the prophecy laid on your life. And that's what I'm getting. Focusing on appearance, and titles and what class you think you belong to, or who holier than thou, looking down on people. Okay, creating absence. Okay, for family members, for children's, for legacies, for generational, for your elders, for your parents. Okay, creating hardship. You think whatever is being done in the dark, little slick, that you're out here abusing or attacking other families, you don't think you're creating hardship for your families? You don't think you're creating hardships for your mother, your father, your grandparents, your children, your children's children, or what's to come? You don't think because you're enjoying the little kill, steal, destroy energy you're doing now, you think that doesn't, it's not going to create hardship? Yes, it is. That's what's considered a prophecy. Okay? Self-fulfilling. Okay? It's time to disconnect from the drama and the cowardness. That's what I'm getting. A lot of coward. Okay? Throwing rocks, hiding your hand. That's what I'm getting. I don't like this message, but I like this message because in the beginning, it gives you the answers that you may need right now that if you're feeling blocked. But in the end, you know, it's unfortunate because people out here creating judgments on themselves and their whole bloodlines and their families and their children's, all because you want to have a little temporary fun. That right there is ridiculous. So it's best to explore, discover self. Okay? Don't judge others. Don't judge yourself. And get started on what is it ever that you're trying to build. Your legacy, your foundation. Okay? And not hurt your family. Okay? And that's what I'm getting. People out here hurting their family. Okay? Massive damage to generational wealth and health. Okay? All because they want to have a little fun. Because they want to be a clown in the community, in the town, and maybe in the entourage, maybe in the world entertainment business. I don't know. Okay? And I don't care. Okay? Because this is about tapping in to who you are, your identity, and serving your identity. We all got an assignment, whether we want to believe that or not. Okay? And that's what I'm getting. So I'm going to end the reading. Let's see what else. Let's see what else is there. God makes his people strong. God gives his people peace. Psalm chapter 29. In him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in his holy name. May your unfailing love rest upon us, Lord. Psalm chapter 33. Okay, I hope y'all calling on God at this point, because you know how many warnings, how many trumpets, how many cycles, how many people have to continue to be sacrificed, spiritually abused, spiritually due to the lack of knowledge, or some of them know what they're doing and they don't care, and that's fine. But for the ones that do know and you don't know, you better get to studying. You better get to tapping in with the Creator. You better be getting to try to get under his divine protection. And you better stop playing around in these witchcraft, these dead spirits, calling in dead spirits that may have came from your bloodline. There is no judgment, okay? But it's either up to you to overcome those things so that you can live peacefully and not create curses and omens and death on your own family members. And that's what I'm getting. So whatever that you think you're throwing in somebody else's yard or stealing from somebody else's yard, you're just bringing that prophecy back to not only self-fulfilling prophecy, but self-fulfilling prophecy for your generational bloodline. I'm not understanding how hard that is to understand. Okay? That's why there's so much chaos when it comes to jealousy, envy. You're worried about the wrong things. You're worried about your body, what you look like, the title that you hold. I'm a professor. I'm this, I'm that. No, that doesn't mean anything. How did you get it? You worried about this man's wife. You worried about this man's husband. How did you get it? And then you wonder why sickness comes so fast. Because God is not playing with us. Again, we could play with ourselves, but God is not playing with us. Okay? We're getting a lot of prophecies, self-fulfilling prophecies fulfilled. When you have an opportunity to create a beautiful lifetime or lifespan or legacy, okay? Or spiritual inheritance or spiritual prosperity for your own family and your bloodline. Or generational breakers here. And if you're not doing that work, then you're automatically getting forced to the other side of things. So I hope that you guys are saying your prayers, you're studying, and realize the severity and importance of these things. And that's what I'm getting. Okay? I love you guys so much. Hey, I'm only the messenger. Okay? And that's it. Okay? That's it. I don't really You know, continue to be playful. Continue to take the scenic route. Continue to grow. Let's continue to be fancy. Okay? Y'all so busy worrying about looking at the stars. Okay? Looking at the stars, but you're not doing on the work, your own work. Realizing you're a star too. Everybody has the opportunity to be chosen, the star, divine. Okay? Work yourself the way up. And stop stealing, killing, stealing to destroy it. Okay? God judges the living and the dead. So if you're doing death work or grave work, you getting judged too. And the rest of your family. Calling the death spirit into your bloodline. That's what I'm getting. Okay? All right, you guys. I will talk to you guys soon when I have something else. Happy Sabbath weekend. And have a beautiful weekend. And that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.